Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today's Saturday. It's really great weather, so I took advantage of it by going for a really long run, about an hour, 5 minutes. It took me a lot longer than I normally do for my loop. But anyhow, it's just something I need to get back into. And something that I've noticed is I've been lazy with my workouts lately. And the reason I bring that up is when you're lazy with a core area of your life, like your physical activity, your spiritual activity, your business activity, if you start letting one of those lag big time, it bleeds over into other areas of your life. And the workouts, I have a workout streak going back to 2015. That's one of my trivia things about myself. And the workouts that I've been doing the past month or 2 months, I'd say they're lazy man workouts. Like, they're still a workout. I do them at home. Like, they count. They're still meaningful, but they're not as physically exhausting as if I were to do an hour and a half or an hour at the gym, crushing weights and really going hard in a gym environment. And I think that's bled over into my morale and my mental stamina side of things. So I want to increase my physical exertion, so that has a positive bleed over into the rest of my life, where if I can do hard things with my body, I can do hard things with my spirit, I can do hard things with the business, and I can do hard things with the gym, or with the job, what I mean to say as well. And along with all that, going on an hour-long run, that's a really great chance to listen to an Audible book. I listened to an oldie goldie, and today, one that I was reminded of is in this book, is you can do a lot more than you think you can. And once you think you can still go a little bit farther. So in my head, I think, okay, we're near the end of the finances. There's not a whole lot of runway left. Like, things are about to start wrapping up in the next couple months. Well, let's put a pause in that. What does that really look like? Well, I still have personal lines of credit. So that's where's the business at? The business checking account, it's pretty much wrapped up. The business line of credit, it's near the end of that size remaining. So what's left? Well, I've signed a personal guarantee, so I have my personal credit available. I have my personal cash available. And if push came to shove, I have personal 401k funds available. I mean, worst case scenario, we also have our house and my wife's 401k, so that would keep things afloat. But the run, all that to say, I don't know if I want to burn my wife's and my 401k money to try to keep a business afloat. I don't know if that's even wise. But all that to say, if I think I've got a short runway and I start to tally up all the gas I have left in the tank, there's a lot more runway to go. And that gives a lot more breathing room to start figuring out, okay, well, what is available? What is at my disposal? How can I monetize the situation, not just the business, not just my job in front of me? So what I'm doing for work is I'm managing some summer let's see. So at work, I've expressed interest in people management, people development, and being more than a standard contributor. And so I have a shot at either managing or co-managing some summer interns. And I think that'd be fantastic. Managers often make about 20% more than simply a producing employee. So if you work at Target, if you work at my day job or wherever, your manager is probably making 20, maybe 30% more than what you are. That's a rule of thumb number. It could be more, it could be less. All that to say, if I get a promotion and I can people manage, my workload drastically increases, but also my compensation increases. So that's one lever I can pull. I also have personal lines of credit cards mainly, and those are available. I don't want to use those, but if eventually I have to declare bankruptcy at some point or another, then I may as well spend on those cards, because once you declare bankruptcy, card companies cut off your spending anyways. So you may as well use every ounce of fuel you have in your system. And so that's something available. And candidly, with our house, we don't have a ton of equity in it. I mean, we have the down payment in it. That's about it. And I don't think we would sell our house to keep the business afloat. But if we had to do something, that's available. So if we have to feed put food on the table. Like that's how much farther we have to go. So all that to say, in my head, I think I only have a little bit of runway to go. In reality, we have way more than a little bit of runway. In the true scenario, we have a ton of runway before things go south. And even if everything does like fall apart, let's just pretend that. Landlord doesn't kick you out the first day that you're 1 day late for rent. They have an eviction process. The SBA loan doesn't just call your note due the day after you're one payment late. They call it after you're like several months late. So even if everything does start to wrap up, there's still a lot of creditor patient period before you have that real panic mode. So all that to say, there's a lot of time to piece this together. I need to take action today, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the crash date is as soon as I think it is. So that was my learning. You have a lot more creativity, you have a lot more in your system than you lead on to yourself. So it's just a good reminder. So that's what I'm reminding myself of today. There's a lot more opportunity, a lot more open markets, a lot more ways to monetize the journey, not just the gym. And it's not a gym, but it's a catchy phrase. We can monetize a lot about this whole experience, and that is my job as an entrepreneur. Both as an employee and an entrepreneur. It's to monetize the business. It's to, well, I guess I do that for my day job too. Monetizing something that's not inherently revenue producing. So how do I monetize my day job? How do I monetize the business? And how do I monetize everything else that's going on? And providing far more value than what I ask in return for all that is the answer. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. Going for a run definitely helped the mood. It's sunny. It's shiny. Today's a great day. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.